Hey everybody, it's your girl Nico. I am here to bring you yet another pregnancy update. Today is October 26th. It's a Saturday and I am officially exactly 7 weeks into my pregnancy journey. It's week 7! According to my Glow app, I have exactly 231 days left to go until I've reached full term. If you're interested to find out exactly what weeks 5 and 6 were like for me, then stay tuned. This is going to be a video that has a little bit of TMI. I'm going to talk a little bit about some health issues that I've been having as a part of this pregnancy, and so if this is not the kind of video that you're into, maybe click on to another video or go see the vlog that was filmed during the week of this. We don't get into the specifics, but this is a mama vlog, and so I am gonna get into the specifics. For those of you who are new to my channel or did not see the last video, I am 7 weeks pregnant. This is my first pregnancy ever. I conceived naturally, and this was not a planned pregnancy, because we weren't trying but we were not preventing, and so this kind of just popped up on us during my last cycle, and we were happy. Baby Mitchell is brewing. In the last few weeks, I've had a little bit of a health scare. As I mentioned, I had some bleeding. Some folks on YouTube call it subchorionic hemorrhaging. Subchorionic hemorrhaging. I had that experience. I woke up, I stood up, and there was just a gush of bright red blood, and it was heavy, so heavy in fact that I needed a pad to navigate through the rest of my day. Since then, the bleeding has let up and has transitioned from being bright red to then being brown, so I knew at that point that at least I went from having fresh blood to having old blood that was being passed. But I also experienced a little bit of cramping, and I passed blood clots at that time, so I freaked out. Unfortunately, while I was having that subchorionic hemorrhaging, I was overseas on a vacation on a cruise ship, and there were not adequate medical facilities, and I was at a wedding, so I couldn't go to the ER or have a meeting with my OB. So I decided, I was early enough in the pregnancy that if I miscarried, I miscarried. I accepted it, and that I would check in with an OB when I got back to the mainland. I really thought that I did miscarry, and I already started grieving, and I was really worrying and wondering what was wrong with me. Was my uterus incompetent? Did I do something that might harm the baby? All those things were things I worried about. So it took me a day or two after we got back to call the doctor, because at that point I was still spotting, and I am still spotting to this day, but that's another story. I called the OB that I saw last year who took out my IUD, and the earliest they could get me in to see her was next week Monday. So even as I'm recording today, I would not have had any answers for you all about what was happening in my pregnancy for another 2 days. So I still wouldn't know whether or not I miscarried or any of that information if I had gone to my old OB, which is a little bit of why I was interested in changing to another person. So I went online, looked for hospitals nearby that had good reviews for prenatal and postnatal care, and I found a clinic that was to my liking, that had almost a full 5-star rating with hundreds of reviews for the OBs in that center. And so I called, I let them know, okay, I took a home pregnancy test. It came out positive. I took multiple since then. Those are still positive, but I had this heavy bleeding and I'm concerned. The person on the line was like, wait a minute, we're not going to call you in for your prenatal visit until you reach 8 weeks. And she scheduled me a prenatal visit for November 12th. And then she transferred me over to a nurse help hotline, and I explained to the nurse exactly what happened, and bless Kim, because Kim was like, okay, I understand what's going on. Your old OB hadn't, made any provisions for you, and the gynecologist that you went to see 2 weeks ago wasn't able to do any prenatal care for you, so we will take over. And she put in an order for me right then to get blood work done, and so within 2 hours of talking to Kim, I was at the center getting blood drawn. Thank God for Kim. And less than 24 hours after I made that call to Kim, I got confirmation from Kim that my HCG levels were measuring at the stage of pregnancy that I was at. So I was measuring at 6 weeks, which is where I was supposed to be. So she called me in for an ultrasound to get more clarity on exactly what was going on. So 2 days after I spoke to Kim, I went in with Jalil and we got an ultrasound. And I'm terrified. They did an external ultrasound on my stomach, and within 30 seconds we got to see baby Mitchell, and there was a heartbeat. And so here's the ultrasound showing how tiny baby is. This is baby Mitchell and their yolk sac, and we also got to, you know, hear the heartbeat. And this is what the heartbeat was looking like at 123. Let me get that right. Yep, 123 beats per minute. Well, that was a really great moment because I had already told myself that I miscarried. I looked up and I saw a prenatal, which I have not taken today. Shout out to Amazon. These taste like candy. These are probably not good for me. Probably have way too much sugar. Yeah, the first ingredient is sucrose. The second one is syrup. But they're tasty. They actually really help the nausea too because they're like citrusy. So I just saw a lot. We saw the scan. Baby Mitchell was alive. Heart was beating strong, measuring 2 days ahead of where we had said based on my last period, which was, you know, within 24 hours of the measurement is fine. Hopefully that just means we got a tall baby, but it's really early, so who knows. But I'm so excited about that. So that relieved a lot of stress for me. They found the bleed, and the doctor said it was relatively small and that it should resolve itself within the next few weeks, or either my body will absorb it or I'll continue to pass it. And so if I continue to see brown spotting, that's okay, but that if I see red again and it's heavy, to call and come in again. So fingers crossed that's my last subchorionic hemorrhage, because that was so scary, especially the clots. I really thought that was my child. But yeah, since the last time we've talked, my symptoms remain very similar. I'm still quite nauseous all the time. I'm also really tired all the time, lots of fatigue. My boobs have grown significantly. I am filling out and bursting at the seams of the bras that I've been wearing since I was 16. So my bra size has been pretty stagnant since I hit puberty, but I think I'm gonna need to size up within the next few weeks. And so I probably should invest in some bras that are stretchy so that I don't have to buy something that won't last me a very long time. My muscles are sometimes really achy in addition to the fatigue that I already feel. And I'm really moody. So my husband can probably attest to you all that I'm in general just a moody person, but my mood swings have been intense. Like, I'll go from don't touch me at all, I don't want to see you, to please cuddle me, I need cuddles right now, within the course of 15 minutes or 10 minutes or sometimes 5 minutes. And I've always been moody, but it's just kicked up another notch. And I'm very sensitive, which is unfortunate. It's probably because I'm achy. I've also had a lot of food aversion, so things that I used to really like smell horrible, like certain kinds of potato chips, certain kinds of foods. Like, my husband made curry yesterday with a lot of oil and just like oily food, and me, like, I don't know, the smell of cooking oil and grease, I just can't do it. Certain scents, especially strong scents, I just can't do them right now. It makes me nauseous. I have not puked at all, which I'm really happy about, but smells make me think a lot about puking. I have 2 appointments already scheduled. I have my 8-week prenatal check-in, and I have my 12-week ultrasound for the end of the first trimester. And so I'm really looking forward to both of those, especially the 12-week scan, where we'll be doing some genetic testing work, just to answer some of my questions and allay hopefully some of my fears about what might be happening with baby Mitchell. That's all I have for you all in this 7-week update. By the time I uploaded this, I'll probably already be far out of this first trimester, but if you'd like, please feel free to leave some comments below, ask me some questions, make some comments or suggestions for future videos, and I will see you next time for the next update, which will probably not occur until after the 8-week prenatal checkup. Until then,